So it wasn't until after my spiritual awakening and I started to heal and change and learn and do all kinds of things in my path of expanding my awareness and consciousness that I even started to know that we had spirit guides. And as I have continued to grow and learn more and more about spirit guides, I have become curious at times about how they work with how they assist us and what are their roles for us. And so I was asking the spirit team that I work with in channeling, the wisdom keepers and the Octarians, if they could give me some insight about the role of spirit guides and how the spirit guides are assisting us as we're humans. Because the reality of it is we are also spirits. We're just separated from ourselves in our mind that we're not spirit, we're human. And so what they told me was the insight about how the spirits that are assigned to us support us and how there are other spirits that might come and go in our life. And today I want to share with you a message they gave me particularly about this. Now, I did channel it and I do have it written down, so I'm going to read to you what they said. And let me know if this resonates with you or if you're curious about anything else that you would like me to ask them. But I want to share this because it's so intriguing about the role of our spirit guides. So, this is what they've said to me. When a spirit enters a body, so they're talking about us moving into the baby body in the womb, it takes time for the spirit to adjust and learn how to work with the body, how to maneuver it, how to be in it, how to keep it alive, and understand what to do with it. As the human body ages, it allows the spirit to begin to integrate itself more deeply into the body, becoming more a part of the mind, more a part of the living vessel, and merging with the cells, atoms, and energetic system of the body. This is why, in the early stages of human life, guidance and wisdom from those who have been in a body for a longer period of time is essential. So they're talking about the reason we even come to earth as a baby, as a child, is because we have to have time to learn how to work the body. Because our spirit is not used to being in this density, it's not used to being in this tight of a space. So it takes a while for our spirit to learn how to work our body. And so I actually never thought about the fact that we're born as a baby and we grow old. But that is a structure that is set up so that we can come into our body and then integrate with the body over several years. And the way they explained it to me was this happens within the first 7 years of your life, which is when your root chakra is being developed. And so, as your root chakra is being developed, it is allowing your spirit to engage and become more a part of your human vessel. So, the beginning stages of the human life requires having another soul and spirit that's been in their body longer that maybe doesn't necessarily remember their spirit to teach that spirit how to be a human. And this is what else they go on to say. So, repeating, this is why in the early stages of human life, guidance and wisdom from those who have been in a body longer are essential. They help teach the younger one how to engage with the human race, how to behave, how to move, and how to care for the body and how to keep it safe. Children do not understand how to protect the body, which can lead to struggles in keeping them alive in the early years. This is a lot of there is a lot a sorry, there is a lot of spiritual support from angels and guides assisting the younger humans as they transition into human life. So, if you know anything about the beginning stages of our human life, we are much more connected to spirit than what we are as we get older. Now, some of us are reopening that. We're coming back into alignment with our higher self. learning that we're spiritual beings and we're connecting with that part of ourself and our spirit guides more and more. But many of us have been asleep to that knowledge that we are spiritual beings living a human life. And so they're explaining this to us, that it takes time for our spirit to get to the point where we fully forget. In those first 7 years of our life, our brain function is vibrating in the theta state. Now, as we get older, that theta state turns into beta. And so we are actually moving into a different wavelength and frequency when we integrate into our body more. So let me share some more about what they have shared here. This is why many children see and communicate with spirits. They are being helped during their early years to be integrated into the human experience. And some of these spirits will remain with the child throughout adulthood and until the end of their human life, while others are only present to assist in the integration of the spirit into the body. So when we all came here to earth, we all had spirits that came to help assist us come into our body. Now, these could be our loved ones that have passed on before we came to earth, maybe our parents, grandparents, or a family member or a friend, somebody that may have been around our direct family that we're coming into, or it could just simply be a guide from the other dimension that is assisting, and their role is to assist spirits to come into the human race, into the human body. Now, they're saying some of these spirits that come to assist actually stay with us our whole entire life. So we have spirit guides that are assigned to be with us from the time that we come to earth to the time we leave earth. And that is what they're explaining here. So there are spirits that are assisting with bringing souls to earth and spirits that are assisting with their departure. Some of these spirits will remain with the person throughout their life, guiding them both in human form and when they return to the higher realms or dimensions, and perhaps even when they choose to reincarnate into another body. So some of the guides you've had for other lifetimes, not just this lifetime. And so they're explaining here that throughout our human life, they're going to remain with us. And then they will help assist us to go back in the spirit once we finish this human life. And that is the role of some of our guides that we have. And that's what they're helping us with. Then they go on to say sometimes guides change based on the life of the human, or a spirit within the human. So based on our spirit and our spirit's growth and the human that is here, and the life that we choose to live, what our spirit wanted to experience before we came to earth. Different experiences may require different guides, frequencies, and understandings. And in some cases, the guides must have gone through a similar experience to help navigate that particular part of life and the lessons being learned by the human. So some of your guides have been human before, that have gone through the things that you're going through and can help assist you through that. So one of the things that I have heard over and over, and maybe you have not known this before, I will let you know, is that there are guides that are waiting for us to ask them for help. They're unemployed guides is what so some people might call them. And so when we're not asking for help, they're not able to give it to us, because spirits have very good boundaries. And until we ask for that support, they might not come in and assist us with anything. So we need to ask that help. And there are guides that have gone through what we're going through that can help assist us through those moments. And so they're explaining that some of the guides you have already gone through this, or they've been in a human life experiencing that, and therefore they can help you. So then they say, as you can see, this is an ever-rotating experience where guides and spirits work together. A guide will remain with a spirit, which is our human spirit, as it lives in the human form, supporting it as it returns to higher dimensions or to its true self. So some of the guides are assisting humanity right now in reawakening to their higher self and learning about their spiritual essence, why they're still human. Many humans might think of these concepts in terms of high, low, or in between as far as the dimensions. But in reality, it is all one space. This is why spirits can assist humans, because there is no separation in God. There's no separation in source energy. The separation exists only in the limiting mindset of humans or any other being that has distanced themselves from the divine source of love, which is God. Once you understand this, you can also understand your ability to manifest and create the life you desire. However, due to the programming of learning how to be a human and integrating so deeply into the body, you forget that you are a spiritual being and therefore you can create your reality. You forget you have contact with spiritual beings and often do not call on us or recognize that we are here to support you, as you did before you were programmed as a child. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know anybody, or if you yourself as a child played with invisible friends or talked about having contact with somebody that maybe had passed prior than to being here. But they're more connected and more able to be open to connection with the spirit because they're coming in a childlike faith. They're not coming in the adult programming of this is weird or it's woo woo or it's something that we've made up. They just believe, they see it, they hear it, they know it because they're more connected. And then as we grow older, we become less and less connected to that part of ourselves. And so we start to forget and we don't know we can call out and ask for help from these guides, which they're saying we want you to. Then they go on, we do not want you to abandon your soul to do this. So basically they're saying that they don't want us to feel like our human life, it doesn't have any worth. So they want us to be integrated in our human life and experience the human life because that's why we're here. They don't want us to jump into something that is not aligned for us just because we want spirit contact. There is still a part of you that wants to remain human and separate, yet you are also awakening to a new consciousness. As the human race continues to ascend and understand who they are, there will be less need for these lower vibration experiences that you have created, which is some of the pain and trauma and things that we have all been through. You may not realize you are the one creating your own low vibration, struggles and darkness, or your own demons, so to speak. You are the one who manifests the evil in your life. And then you either fixate on it or fight against it. But in fighting against it, only amplifies it to create resistance. So now this is going to be hard to understand because why would we create evil? Why would we create our own demons? None of us want that. But if you think about how source energy works, everything is a thought. And so if we're taught to think a certain way, then we're going to be manifesting in our thoughts. So if I'm constantly thinking in negative vibration, if I'm constantly thinking in fear, if I'm constantly thinking in something I've been taught about spirituality, for example, when I was in religion, I was taught to believe in demons. I was taught to believe in that there were these spirits going to attack me. Then I created that in my reality because I believed it. And therefore, I created it and then caused resistance in my spiritual essence of being able to be free from that. So, in order to be free from that, I had to change my thinking and understand that I'm the one that created that. So, all I have to do is change my thoughts into a different vibration, into a higher vibration, and then I can manage those situations better. It's just the same thing as if I'm always thinking a lack, or if I'm always thinking that something's not going to be working out for me, then that's probably going to be the situation that keeps popping up in my reality. And so I have to figure out, where am I thinking? What am I thinking about? And how am I creating the reality around me by my thoughts? Then they go on to say, instead, see it for what it is. See light and love, or basically send light and love back into it to return it to its original form. So that is how you change the darkness back into the light, is by your thoughts, by seeing it differently. When you do this, you will begin to see light in your life. You will feel lighter, experience more positive emotions, and notice more positive things happening in your life. This is how it works, by letting go of the programming of the human mind and body and reawakening to your true self. This will enlighten your life and the life of the human race and body. So your life, your frequency impacts not just you, but the humans around you as well. And this is what it means to return to a childlike faith. This is what it means to think like a child. Now, they explained that we purposely came to earth to be a human, and that there was help for us to become a human and to integrate into this human experience, which it sounds kind of weird that we would come and purposely integrate to forget things, and then now we're remembering. But if you think about it, you don't grow unless you are challenged. People that climb mountains or do sports, they don't go out and think, oh, I'm going to get better by just doing the bare minimum. Like, what I have to do, I'll do it. No, people that want to improve and want to change and want to grow and heal, they push themselves past the comfort zone. They push themselves past the limit that they put in their mind. And then they begin to believe that I can think differently. I can believe differently. I can see this happening in my own life. I've been mountain biking for the last year. And if you know anything about mountain biking, it's kind of a scary sport. In the beginning, I was terrified to go over rocks or a steep hill or whatever it is. But I've continued to challenge myself. And before I knew it, in the last month, I started jumping. I started going over big hills and flying through the air. When a year ago, I was terrified of that. But I wanted to grow. I wanted to continue to change because I loved what I was doing and I want to continue to love it, but I also want to continue to get better. So I challenged myself. And this can be in any area of your life. It doesn't have to be in sports, it doesn't have to be something that you physically see changing. It could just be a mindset. It could be believing you deserve good things in your life. It could be wanting to manifest a better friendships with people. It could be wanting to invite and open yourself up to more abundance, whether that's money or experiences. But it all comes down to your thoughts. And what the Octarians are saying here is that we have support in all of it. We are able to call on the spirits on the other side to help us with these things. Now, they're also explaining they're not separate. They're not in a different area. They're just in a different frequency. And so the reason that we have to actually ask them for help is because they know we came here to be a human, and being a human means that we have free will. And so we have to be open to asking for support to receive it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was super interesting. I hope it gives you some insight about what goes on. I will go on to say that they did explain to me that at the end of your life, you might have other guides that come in to help you transition back into the other dimensions, back into your spirit. And that's a whole nother episode I could do, because I could talk about that. It's so interesting what they've shared with me. And I'll do that in my next episode, is talk about that process of returning back to spirit and what that's like for us and for the spirits around us. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I would love if you would like and subscribe to help me grow my channel. I'm really excited about giving these messages to humanity, and I have a whole bunch of them I've been receiving recently. So the more people that come to follow, the more people the more people comment, the more people I get to share this with. And so I want to thank you for being here and for being with me today. I wish you the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. I send you all the universal love. Namaste.